What's going on YouTube? It's the Old Soldier coming at you from Robeson County, North Carolina, where fall weather has seemed to have set in over the weekend. I think the low this morning here was 52, and yesterday morning it was like 48, which when I was growing up, these were always indicators of early onset of fall, because we're not even out of September yet. So, red's bright this morning. Big bright ball of sunshine. Nothing will blind you. Be careful. Yeah, bear with me as I'm adjusting some things in the environmental control unit of the vehicle. Anyway, folks, I hope everybody had a great weekend. At a minimum, a safe weekend. But notice where Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed. So, what does that mean? It means there's a vacancy on the Supreme Court. It also means another fight between the Democrats and the Republicans. Also, Democrats say that the next Supreme Court justice to be nominated and put on the panel should go to the winner of the upcoming election. Republicans seem to think that the president needs to put someone in there now. I have a tendency to agree with the latter. Even if President Trump loses the election, he's still the president until January of 2021. And he can nominate who he wishes to fill that vacancy. I mean, the last president basically did it in the waning days of his presidency, because it didn't matter. He couldn't be reelected anyway. So, I don't know what the big deal is. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments below. I think they need to get somebody nominated soon and get the Senate confirmation process going on. And let's get this out of the way. Because again, I'm of the firm opinion that Uncle Joe and his $2 lady of the night running partner. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Yeah, I did. And the party that backs them are going to do everything within their power, everything within their ability to steal the election. And it's not unheard of, folks. If you live here in North Carolina, last gubernatorial election, there's no way that Pat McCrory should have lost. But when 2-3 truckloads of mail-in ballots show up in two of the most liberal counties in the state, you know, just an hour or two before the polls close, not to mention there was validated reports of van loads of people showing up at polls to vote, getting back in the van, and that same van load showing it up at other polls. The problem was nobody wanted to fully prosecute that. Nobody wanted to fully look into it. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along, move along. That's why voter ID is important. And it needs to be a photo ID. And it needs to be at a valid address where you have resided for more than whatever. I should say valid address where you reside, period. See, that's the other thing that a lot of the Democrats here in the state were wanting, was to allow college students to vote where they were going to school, and then allow them to come back home and vote. Sorry, can't do that. Not only is it illegal, it's unethical. But we go to school here. Well, then change your address there so you can vote there. But I live there, over here. Well, make a choice. But that was one of the arguments last time. They're also passing voter ID laws here. And some of these extremely progressive, liberal, communist, socialist punk kids at these colleges, that they're being brainwashed, we're crying that it's not fair that they can't vote both places. Okay. Then maybe I should show up in your hometown to vote, even though I voted here where I live. Because I don't like what your town, your county's starting to pass. Just like an individual I knew once made the comment to me one time because of where they lived, that they ought to be allowed to vote in Hope Mills, which is a town in Cumberland County, election. But yet their address was Fayetteville, and technically they lived in the county. Okay. But they felt that they ought to be allowed to vote in the Hope Mills town elections because they did the majority of their business there, their shopping there, you know. I made the comment, do you own property in Hope Mills? Do you reside in Hope Mills Settlement? I said, what's that got to do with anything? They told me I couldn't vote here. Well, because you don't reside in their town limits. You know, and this is the kind of mindset that's being ingrained in our kids at these institutes of higher learning, it seems. It's just crazy. So yeah, and I'm harping on voting again, I know. But it's crucial that we get out and vote. It's crucial that we do our best to call out any irregularities that we see, if any, if we witness them. But to do our best to try and protect the value and the integrity of the election system. Because the communists in this nation, under the guise of the Democratic Party, are going to do everything they can to eventually eliminate all that we hold dear. Like I said, they're already testing the waters on the West Coast, folks. What's going on in Seattle and Portland, even San Francisco in California. These are all things that are taking place that are fully testing our abilities, our way of life, I should say, not our abilities. So if you hold your freedom near and dear, if you hold your liberty near and dear, get out and vote in November. Now, another individual I follow on YouTube came out with a video yesterday, and I think he actually presented some very, very good advice. And I'll try to post a link to his video in the description below. Basically what he stated was that if Donald Trump wins the election, we as conservatives or Republicans, whichever way you consider yourself, or even the independents that will vote that direction, need to stay at home the day after the election. We don't need to go out and gloat, and brag, and boast, and throw it in their face. It's all right to celebrate the win. Got no problem with that. But because I'm already of the opinion, though, that if Donald Trump wins, they're going to riot like they did in 2016, but on a scale we've never seen, and larger than what's been going on because of all these police shootings. But he made a valid point. Let's just stay home to after the election. Don't go around bloating and gloating. Don't go rubbing nobody's face into it. And move on with your normal activities. And I get why he's saying it, because like I said, there's enough going on right now. It would add fuel to the fire, in my opinion. Now he's got different ideas on it, but it makes good sense. There's no point going out and acting a fool because president won, if that's who you're voting for. Just keep that in mind. Like I've already, and again though, like I said, President Trump wins again. The crap's going to hit the fan. I think it's going to be worse than what it was in 2016, and worse than any of these protests and riots going on nationwide right now, or all across the nation right now. So-called, police shootings, or in whatever they're protesting today. I don't know. It's all a cover to try and get the Communist Party firmly established. In lighter news, a member of the Democratic Party basically made the statement that Ilhan Omar does not even belong in their party, which I felt was kind of interesting. A little late, but I guess better late than never, huh? Considering, she's anti-Semitic. She believes Sharia law ought to be allowed here. She's a liar and a hypocrite, among other things. Supposedly married her own brother just to gain entry to the U.S. Go figure it. And seems to like to bite the hand that has fed her when she managed to get here from Somalia. About sums it up, right, folks? That's the whole part of that migration movement I've never understood. They say they try to get over here to get away from the tyranny and the oppression and the tyrannical rule, and then they come over here and try and reestablish what they left. Never understood. Why are you going to try to bring that form of government here if that's what you were running from to begin with? Kind of like, I hate to say it, and I can't remember the news report I was watching this on. It's been a few years ago, where a lot of Californians were leaving California to go to places like Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, to get away from some of the laws that were being passed in California. But then they show up these communities and realize these communities these states have very strong conservative communities. Well, we need to change that. We need to go. You're thinking we just left a state that was passing these very same laws, and now you want to come here and reinstitute them? Just don't make sense. Kind of like all the snowbirds that come out of New York and go to Florida. But anyway, folks, I digress for now. Y'all stay safe out there. Keep your nose and ears to the ground. Watch your back. Watch your friends back. Gather with like-minded people. Gather with like-minded people. There are strength in numbers, folks. Okay? So until tomorrow, God bless, take care. It's the old soldier.